O.M.A.C number 6, written by Dan DiDio and Keith Giffens, art by Scott Collins. We left off last issue with a crossover with Frankenstein, and at the very end, the reveal that one of the Checkmate's senior scientists named Mokari is prepping something called the Zero Patient, which will allow him to take over Checkmate. This issue picks up with Kevin Coe being awakened from a nightmare by Brother Eye, and apparently he was doing research throughout the night trying to figure out what in the hell is going on in Cadmus Labs. And Kevin's like, well, yeah, clearly, because they've been doing crap to my life constantly. And Brother Eye's like, yeah, well, you also seem to look up a bit of my history, so what's that about? And Kevin's like, can't hear you, late for work, bye. But obviously he's still being followed by Brother Eye, so Brother Eye's like, maybe you should leave that alone. And Kevin's like, how about you go spy on someone else? And he's like, okay. So we cut over to Checkmate headquarters, and he starts talking to Maxwell Lord, Brother Eye, and he's like, hey, Max, so I was looking through some of your secret server file things on your network because that's just something I can do, and I noticed something called Zero Patient, which seems like it could be a huge threat to you. I assume you know something about this, right? And Maxwell Lord's like, of course I do. Of course I know all about it, so much more than you do. He's like, cool. So, just wanted to gauge that. Okay, see ya. And as soon as the call ends, Maxwell Lord calls up Mokari and he's like, dude, what the hell is Zero Patient? What are you doing down there? Because I swear to God, if you're going to screw me over, I am going to kill you. And Makari's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm definitely not doing anything evil. Okay, I got to go though, bye. And then we see he's totally doing that evil thing. So we cut back to Kevin. He's doing his job, whatever that may be. And he's approached by Tony, because I have to try to remember that character's name, who's like, hey, so you remember that hot lady who came in, I think last issue, and was like trying to fire you? Well, I managed to score a date with her, but you'll only come if we double date together. So what do you say? And he's like, I guess I could talk to Jody. She's still kind of pissed off at me. So he goes over to Jody's cubicle, and she's crying, and it turns out that her cousin June was in a plane crash, and they don't know if she survived. So she's just looking for something to distract her for the moment. She's like, well, we're in luck. Let's go to dinner. So we see Tony calling up the lady, saying that the double date is on, and she's got a fake wig and fake glasses and these weird bird tattoos on her back, and she's like, good, as long as Kevin Coe will be there, I will be there. And Brother Eye's like, hey, this is not good. There's some sort of strange signature, so you better be on guard. And Kevin's like, you better shut up. So they go on the date. The woman is drop dead gorgeous. And they get inside and start talking. They're like, so, how long have you been in financial consultant? She's like, oh, no, I'm not really a financial consultant. See, I just came into Cadmus to find something that belonged to my family, and I believe that Kevin knows where it is. And Kevin's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And then she freaks out on a waiter who came up to give him the wine list and starts demanding the mother box be handed over to her. And, of course, Brother Eye pops in and is just like, oh, hey, I think she's the energy signature, as she starts glowing. And Kevin's like, yeah, probably. So she unleashes her energy. Kevin activates, and we see that she is part of the Furies from Apocalypse. She's sent here to get the mother box back that belongs to her family, or like Granny Goodness or whatever. Which she just name drops the whole way through. And Brother Eye specifically says, like, okay, so here's the thing. I don't know who she is, like, specifically, but the mother box is kind of what I use to make us, and there's no way I'm giving that back. So time to fight her. So just an extended fight scene. Turns out that her whip uses the same sort of energy because it's all mother box based. So Kevin's able to use it to redirect the energy back into her and electrify her. We see Jody got knocked out in, like, the initial explosion, and Tony's just kind of being, like, he's being a decent guy, but he's also, like, hitting on her. Just like, oh, don't worry, baby, I'm here. While she's unconscious, I don't know how to take it. Anyway, we see the bird tattoos on her back fly off and start attacking Kevin, and they're literally draining him of his very essence because they are made of, like, anti-life, and therefore can drain the life out of him. And as they seemingly are getting the upper hand on him, Brother Eye's like, okay, I got something that might be able to help, but it's super risky. Ready? Here we go. And Brother Eye sends down a beam of energy from his satellite, lands on O.M.A.C, and he just slaps the birds out of existence, which basically knocks the woman out as well, because I guess they were life-linked or something like that. And as O.M.A.C is about to end this and kill her, she uses something to teleport out, and she's gone just as easily as she came in. But she will be back, and she will have her Furies by her side. So then we see it's later on, nobody died. Everyone's just wondering what happened, and Jodie's like, man, where was Kevin? He just disappeared during all that. I guess he has secrets he'll never tell anyone, not even me. And then we cut back to Checkmate headquarters. Maxwell Lord is just sitting in a chair, looking at some stuff on the computer, and he tells an assassin to stop, which he does. And then he calls out to Brother Eye. He's like, are you kidding me? You sent an assassin? I thought you would be more creative. And Brother Eye's like, I don't got to be creative. I was just trying to see if you would be able to fall for it. Anyway, I need your help protecting mankind. I can do that, but you need to stop being in my way with your mind control powers. You got to get out. Got it? And he's like, okay, how about this instead? I'm going to come after you, and I'm going to take you out of the picture. And he tells the assassin to kill himself, and the assassin blows his own brains out. And then he vows at that very moment to use the full strength of Checkmate to take out Brother Eye. And that's it. That's it for the issue. Oddly enough, this says, next issue, Kevin spends a night in the zoo, which is exactly how the previous issue ended. So I'm pretty sure this issue wasn't supposed to be here originally, or maybe they just forgot it was happening. I don't know. It's a strange thing that both issues end that same way. So one thing that I really need to point out is that the art in this issue, I don't know what's different. I think this is the first time Scott Collins is really doing the art. I think it's been Keith Giffen primarily before this. Oh my God, the art is so much better. I cannot overstate how much better the art looks. It's still in the same sort of style. It's still got some weirdness to it, but everything about it is so much better. It's immediately noticeable. Dear Lord, I didn't know what I was missing. In terms of the writing, honestly, I think this may be one of the better written ones. In terms of it was moving fast, and it pretty much followed the same thing of O.M.A.C gets in a fight, the person gets away, and then Kevin's lonely. But it stayed focused, It wasn't just Brother Eye going on for 15 years about you must O.M.A.ctivate because I am your leader and you must listen to me and blah, 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 blah. I don't care. So this issue is probably the best issue we've had so far, if you don't count the Frankenstein issue that was basically the same. So I'm going to go ahead and give this one a 7. It's a really low 7, though. I really going to give it a 6.5, but I'm going to bump it up to the 7 because it didn't really do anything that I can oppose. It did good things across the board and average things at worst. So I'm okay with it. I'm really hoping that it can keep it going, but I know not to hold my breath for this series.